Just as I thought. There aren't any remains here. Looks ordinary. A bit too ordinary.
I've got a bowl for you from the cave of St. Procopius.
A bowl? I was expecting something a little different.
Behold!
Ah! Is it really from St. Procopius?
Well, I think I ought to make sure.
God be with you.
I've got a bowl for you from the cave.
Ah!
Yes. From his cave. A truly...
You're right. My God, you're right. Such holiness. I'm in your debt, Henry. How can I repay you?
Thanks, but I don't want anything. I was glad to help.
Truly? Well, thank you.
My pleasure.
And Henry,
Yes?
I just wanted to touch it for luck. If you took something you shouldn't have, I expect you'll put it back. Good luck then.
Well, I never...
Hey, you've no business here. Clear up, or you'll be sorry. Are you looking for me?
What's that? Hey!
Whose house is this?
It's our local custodians.
I'm much obliged.
Don't mention it. God be with you. What are you doing here? You after something? Anything else? What's the matter with you?
Hey!
Well, I never. What's the matter with you? Well, I never. What's it to be? Who are you? Hey!
you looking for me? Hey, who's there?
What was that?
Is someone there? I must have imagined it.
Hey, who's that?
What are you doing here? Get lost, or you'll have me to reckon with.
What's up? You need some help?
Johanka?
Henry?
I'm glad to see you.
Me too. I heard that you're doing well.
Well, that depends.
You're alive. So you're doing well.
What's happening here? Oh my god. Philip and... they're all...
Yes. Where do you think the wounded ended up?
Actually, I had no idea.
Well, now you know. Me and Nicodemus have been trying to keep things under control since Skalitz was raised. Just the two of us.
So can I help at all?
Certainly. We can always use an extra pair of hands here. And it's been like that since the beginning.
I was in a bad way myself back then. They took me to Rattay unconscious, and I needed a healer. How is everyone holding up? What can I do?
Holding up? People here are dying, usually needlessly, and I can't do anything about it. We don't have enough food or space or anyone who's willing to help us.
Doesn't anyone help you with nursing these people? You've got scholars all around you.
Scholars, maybe, but they leave the healing up to God. Nicodemus is trying, but everything he knows is from his books.
Can I have a look at them myself? I know a little about healing.
Do you now? And what would you do if you burnt yourself at the forge?
That actually happened to me once. Fritz pissed on the burn and it was right as rain the next day.
I see. Well, better talk to Brother Nicodemus before trying that treatment here.
And how are you doing? You're the only woman here, alone in the monastery.
Some of the monks speak to me, but other people act like I don't exist. Too bad the custodian isn't one of those.
Is the custodian causing you problems?
All the time. Apparently he has a wife somewhere, but that doesn't stop him. He's constantly strutting around in front of me.
And, what else?
What do you mean, what else? He's invited me to his home.
I could do something about it, if you liked.
No, I can deal with him. The last thing I need is you going around threatening people. It won't help me, and it definitely won't help the refugees.
Doesn't the...
They give us some
Do you have enough food?
enough to survive, maybe. But convalescents need feeding up.
Maybe if I brought some meat, some game, that would strengthen them up.
That would be a great help.
Anything else you need?
Look around.
Well, it is a little crowded.
Crowded. I've had to leave some of the sick lying in the open air, even at night. And have you seen what they're lying on?
I'll try to negotiate better conditions with the monastery.
I tried that, out loud. They just nod their heads, but don't move a muscle.
Very well. Why is there a guard outside?
He's here because of me.
Because of you?
Yes. There was one time I just had enough of it all, of the way they treat us, and I almost slapped...
What can you tell me about the...
He's supposed to be in charge of all the guards and the security of them, and that's why he probably thinks he can do whatever he wants.
All right, that's all I need to know.
Look, Henry, I know I can speak harshly, but I'm at the end of my tether. Last week Bohuslav died. Maybe you knew him. And nobody even blinked an eye. We desperately need help.
I'll do whatever's in my power. Tell me more about the situation here. All right, that's all I need to know.
Huh? Leave me be. I want to sleep.
I can't sleep again. What will happen to my family? I can't stay here. I won't get any sleep. I just won't get any sleep. Christ above! I can't get a wink of sleep.
What are you making such a fuss about?
A fuss? Because of my leg, I have to stay here for at least another week. Hurts like fuck. And with everyone else moaning and groaning all night, I can't get any sleep.
Maybe I can make you something to help you sleep.
Oh, then for God's sake, do it. Good luck to you.
Please.
Philip, from Skalitz. I don't see any wounds, but he's shaking terribly. He's not reacting.
Help me.
But all I can see that's wrong with him is his leg. I have to ask Johanka. These wounds have been well taken care of. He'll be able to get out of this on his own. He just needs to sleep.
I can't stay here.
What the...
You look all right?
Mostly, but my leg still hurts.
Did the humans wound you?
That's what I tell the ladies. Truth is, I did myself a mischief. What?
And do they rebandage it for you?
Please.
Well, that's no use. Those bandages need changing. I'll get some.
Farewell.
I can't stay here.
You're not from Skalitz?
No, but please help me. I can't stay here.
What happened to you?
I was working on the building when the scaffolding up by the roof collapsed.
Well, and you're very lucky.
Yes, that's what everyone tells me. But it's no use being alive if all I can do is lie here like a...
Well, you're pretty battered, but I don't see anything that a few weeks' rest can't fix.
Weeks? My God, I have to get back to work sooner than that.
What's the problem?
I have a family. I'm poor. It's only thanks to the building work that... Where can me and my wife go then? Who'll take us in? We'll end up...
Is there anything I can do to help? It looks like they took care of...
When I was little, my father got trampled on by a horse. And an old hag from the village...
And do you remember what the herbs were?
I don't.
I'll try to find something.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care now.
Quiet!
He'll be able to get out of this on his own. He'll be able to get out of this on his own. He'll be able to get out of this on his own. He'll be able to get out of this on his own.
Shit. Sod off.
I can't. I just can't. can't. I just can't.
Huh?
I have the bandages.
Wonderful. Could you tell Brother Nicodemus?
Nicodemus will surely do it.
Thank you.
Take care now.
You're the one who's in charge of the wounded.
Yes, I'm the infirmarius here. Time was I only had a few elderly...
Monks so old they can't hold themselves up with their own legs.
But I shouldn't talk like that. It's a blessing.
I need help with rebandaging.
Hands? I know, but there aren't any bandages.
I have bandages, but I don't know how to put them on.
Then I'll be happy to help. There. It's better already.
How are the wounded from Skalitz?
Some of them are well taken care of. But others are dying here needlessly. It's a good thing we have Johanka here. I'd never be able to manage on my own.
How can I help you?
Have you talked to Johanka?
I did.
Well, if you know something about it, then go and take a look. However, you don't look like you've...
That's true. I'm the son of a blacksmith, but I have been around the wounded before. What do I do if I'm not sure of the treatment?
Come and speak to me. We'll see what we can do.
What do you think about the custodian?
Baron von Berg? And the last time I saw him was when I was rubbing ointment on his rat.
I heard he's been here a lot lately.
Well, that's true. He comes to visit Johanka, but he's never here long.
Thank you. Why are they so badly provided for?
I can't afford anything more for them.
How is that possible? You're the infirmarius. You decide...
But I have no say in how much money I'm given. And because the abbot's away, it's still the same amount I had when I was taking care of a few old men.
Can't you do anything? Won't the others help?
Unfortunately not. The brothers in the cloister aren't much interested, and the custodian has enough on his...
And the local custodian?
I tried him, but it seems he had some disagreement with Johanka and...
I can't believe your conscience lets you leave the Skalitz locals in such a state.
I know. I'm ashamed. But my brothers believe it's all in God's hands now.
Even so,
You're not the only one.
What happened to Philip?
Philip?
He's unconscious. He's shivering and he has a fever.
Ah, I didn't know that. When he first came here, he was fine. No wounds on him. He was escorting... Then he got worse and worse until he lost consciousness entirely.
I'd like to learn something from you.
And what...
A bit of everything.
Can you now? But to be more precise, do you want...
To be honest.
So what am I supposed to do with you? Well, never mind. At least you'll learn something new. Go to the herb garden, take a good look at what's growing there, and then pull up the weeds in the herbaceous beds. Is that clear?
Clear. I can get cracking.
Not so fast. Have I even told you what I consider a weed? It's dandelions, stinging nettles, and thistles. Those plants have their use, but they've...
I see.
Once you've cleared the garden of weeds, come back. And woe betide you if you pull up anything but...
Don't worry. You've never had as good a garden.
I can't sleep again.
How about some potion to induce...
Certainly. The old
Reliable?
Some of the brothers like a good sleep. And sometimes that's the only way to get one. I'll show you how.
Thanks. Do you know anything about her?
I'm not an expert.
Well, one of the workers who was injured during construction would like to get back to work. He mentioned some purple...
Herbs.
Oh, purple herbs that...
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but you can have a look in the herbarium here. There won't be too many purple herbs for bruises and sprains. Farewell.
I won't get any sleep. I just won't get any sleep.
Hey!
Someone there. I must be going mad.
God be with you.
I'm helping at the infirmary now, and I came to...
Ah, and how is Johanka? Do you know her well?
Yes, I do.
Good, good. Does she ever talk?
I'm mainly here for supplies and to talk about the state of the wounded from Skalitz.
Well, that's not my problem. Let the infirmarius.
His hands are tied. Until the abbot comes back, he can't get any...
And why should that interest me?
Because I'll pay you.
For supplies?
Oh, come off it. You get your supplies from the monastery for free. No one will bat an eyelid if you ask for more. Blankets can get chewed up by mice. Food can go off. What do you say to this?
You won't convince me with that. You're too clever for your own good, boy. Go try it on someone else.
Because I'll pay you.
For supply.
Oh, come off it. Blankets...
You're too clever.
Maybe because of Johanka. Something could happen to her too, someday.
If any ill befalls my dear Johanka, she won't be left lying on some grubby floor.
Because I'll pay you. Oh, come off it. Blankets... What do you say to this?
Well, a little more and...
All right. And now?
Well, a little more and we'll call it a deal. Yes, these things happen, certainly. And as long as the monastery needs my protection, God be with you. Hey, that's mine. Fuck, a pickpocket. Guard! Help! Arrest that thief!
Hey, you! Stop! Halt.
Guard! I see a thief! Guard! Guard, come here quick! There's a thief over there!
Come, get it.